Okay, so everybody's clean. The basil has to be cleaned separately because it's very dirty. I'm going to take the ends off because the dirt can get inside of the little stems, and I don't want dirt. But don't think that that means I'm not going to eat the greens from the carrots, because they're over here at the top, these things here. And I'm going to juice those as well. They're delicious and they're nutritious. There's absolutely no reason to throw those out. But those we're throwing out because they might be dirty. So, you know, when I'm juicing in the masticating juicer, I like to cut things thin so that it doesn't get stuck in the juicer. So we're going to cut all of this. And, well, I'm not going to do the whole thing on camera. I'm going to core this, like here. We're just going to take the core out like that. That's good. Here, I'm just going to take the core out. Again, these get thrown out. And I'm going to cut these into little thin strips like this, that maybe even cut them in half like this, so that they fit into the juicer properly and they don't get stuck. So little pieces just like this. We just do a whole thing like that. They're all even, just so that they fit in there. Now, with the basil, so the leaves I'm going to put separately. Those I'll use for a marinara sauce that I'm going to make later tonight for dinner. But the stems, again, there's no reason to throw out the stems. They have this wonderful licorice kind of anise flavor to them. So what I'm going to do is remove all of these. Okay, and then, so for these I'm just going to chop them like that, and that size, and they'll go into the juicer. I'm going to put that with the carrots. And then we have the kale. So the kale is easy. You cut the stems, again, cutting these thick parts about that big so they will get into the juicer so that it can crush them up without getting stuck. And these things, really, I just cut them in half, the leaves, lengthwise. And this you don't have to worry about too much because you can shove it into the juicer with this little plunger thing. And then what we have left then is our carrot leaves. So again, it's just like the kale. The ends that are hard, we cut short. These things can just get stuffed in there again with the plunger, so that's going to be separate. Put all this in here. Okay, I'm going to cut the rest of this and then we'll do the juicing. So this is the masticating juicer. We put stuff in this hole, we push it down, and it goes in here where there's this little grinding thing. There's a hole here where the juice comes out, and this thing here, which has a little filter on it, that sits right in there, and it filters out the particles, and those come out here, and that'll be waste that comes here. This is all dry stuff, so all the liquid is going to be collected here. And the reason that I'm doing it like this is, this is the stuff that they give you to collect the juice and the dry bits, but I'm doing a lot, so I'm using this vase that I have and a big, plastic container to grab the waste. So I'm going to start with the apples first because they're going to turn brown if I don't. So here we go. Turn it on. Stick them in. And you can see now that the juice is coming out. And if you can see here, this stuff that's coming out the end is all dry. It's just all the dry bits. Oh, this is not on the thing. There we go. Okay, so now you see the apples. And what I'm going to do is switch quickly to the carrots. You can see the carrots going in. Of basil in. You can see how all that goes in. When you put this stuff in, it's a little bit more difficult. You got to really squeeze it in there. Here's the carrot greens. You only put in so much at a time. These get a little stuck, so you can make sure they get in there first. And then we're going to put some kale in. So now I just put too much in, and that's not good. So when it's all done, I'll come back. So now you can see we've got nothing in here, and miraculously, this thing is filled up perfectly. I don't know how I did that. And you can see inside of here, there's a lot of pulp. You can see over here, it came out this side, and this is all of the dry ingredients right here. It's really very, very dry. Now, this stuff you can use still. It has flavor in it. It's fibrous. You know, what I've used it for before is when I've made oatmeal raisin cookies, you can put a little bit of this in there. It's just fiber, and it bakes up. You know, it's pretty dry. So that makes a good addition to really anything that you bake. You could, you know, put it in a into a banana nut bread or something like that. So this is my, you can see here if I put it up, that you've got layers. You have most of the juice, you have a lot of oil and foam that's coming up to the top, and well, that's it. So that I can use for the next few days, adding to my protein shakes or just drinking it as a juice. It's very healthy, and hope you enjoyed it.